Hello, welcome to your fairy tale wedding show. I am your host, Claudia Chen. So you have started planning your wedding and now you're overwhelmed because you have so many little details to take care of. SOS. Well, not to worry. Here with us today is our wedding planner, Carly Hackert from Platinum Events Group. She's going to tell us the reasons why a wedding planner is your BFF that will help you plan your wedding. So hello, Carly. How are you?
Hi, Claudia. I'm great. Thank you so much for including me on this. I'm so
I'm so
excited.
happy that you can make it on here. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and how you get into events planning?
Sure. So I started out going to school for hospitality and tourism,
Mhm.
and I ended up falling in love with marketing. So after graduating from that program, I went back to school to study business and mid-marketing for another 3 years.
Mhm.
Once I graduated that program, I went searching for a job
Mhm.
and I found a placement with a not-for-profit which specialized in mental health.
Oh,
And eventually I got promoted to becoming their events manager. So
wow.
that turned out really great. It was, start off as reception, you move your way up to events manager very quickly.
Wow.
And I was in charge of creating the board retreats, webinars, conferences, galas, and during that time, my professional life was taking off, but unfortunately, my personal life wasn't. It was going a little bit backwards. That's when I chose to go to night school to get certified in corporate and wedding event planning management, actually, to just stay 3 nights a week away from my boyfriend at the time, which I just didn't want to be around. So, thanks to him, I got to be a certified wedding and event manager.
Oh, wow.
And
So good.
actually, my teacher at the course, she owned an incredible company called Platinum Events Group.
Mhm.
And she allowed me to work on weekends with her to see how I would do with weddings and to see if
Uh,
I liked it and if I wanted to get my feet wet.
mhm.
So I absolutely fell in love with weddings. Who wouldn't? And so after 5 years of my career at the not-for-profit, I left my job and I became a full-time wedding planner. In
Mhm.
2015, I spoke with my previous teacher and let her know that I wanted to start my own wedding planning company. And incredibly, after decades of running Platinum Events Group successfully, she had decided that she wanted to take her life in a new direction. And so I ended up buying out my teacher and became the
Wow.
owner and lead planner of Platinum Events Group.
Wow, that is such an awesome story. What kind of services does Platinum Events Group offer?
So we are a luxury wedding planning and event planning company that's based in Toronto. And so we offer two main packages. Everything is customizable with us, but our two main packages are full planning service and design, and then we have wedding coordination. So one package is geared towards the kind of client who has no time, they don't really like the idea of planning their own wedding, they just want an expert to do it. They want to show up and experience their perfect day. That's where the full planning comes in. And
Mhm.
then we have the clients who love to do their own planning. They really think they can do most of it themselves. And they just need someone to kind of coordinate everything near the end and then execute on the day of. So that would be a wedding coordinator.
Oh, I see. So what exactly does a wedding planner do? And could you share with us some of the reasons why you're the most important vendor that a wedding couple should consider?
Absolutely. So, first of all, a wedding planner is someone who helps couples successfully plan and execute their wedding day. But more importantly, a wedding planner takes over the responsibilities of the clients. So that way, that ensures that the couple actually gets to enjoy their day without the added stress of making sure the tables are set up or the guest count is there or every little tiny detail. We take care of that. So,
Mhm.
as a wedding planner, your responsibilities include establishing a planning timeline, working with the bride and groom to choose everything from attire to the ceremony and reception venue, music, food, entertainment, and so much more. So, that's where we come in. And to answer your question on the top 5 reasons why a wedding planner is critically important as a vendor, I've broken it up in a few little things. So number one would be industry knowledge. We have a roster of high-end venues and vendors to source from. We know places that people have not even thought about as a wedding venue. And with luxury, luxury is customizable. So it doesn't mean you have to go to the high-end hotel. You could have a beautiful sprawling estate out in Kettleby, and that could become a luxurious wedding venue. So it all depends on who you know and who knows what venues in the city. And that's where we come in, because we do a lot of research. We go out, we meet the venues, we find out what they offer so that we have more information to bring to our clients. We also have the trends of the year. We know what you're looking for next year, last year, this year. We know what's coming up in the world. We know what people are looking for and are doing in weddings right now. So we also have that industry knowledge. We also are there to help you create an original concept. Who wants to go to the same wedding every weekend? No one. So you come to us, you might have a few ideas. We sit down together. We can sit down with a design team if you feel comfortable with that as well. And we can mesh all our ideas together to come up with an original concept for your wedding. We also have industry insider knowledge of pricing. So when people see weddings, they're always guessing, how much did this cost? What was the price of this? Oh, I saw a wedding on TV and they got it for free. They did not get it for free, first of all. A lot went into it, and there are certain parts, yes, they've been sponsored, but no, there's pricing attached to everything. So for us, we can help you tailor what your needs are based on the pricing that you have available to yourself. We also are able to source the newest products. We know that, last year, at the very end of the year, velvet became huge. Everybody had a velvet lounge. But if you had found out 9 months prior, no one had heard about a velvet lounge. So when you have a wedding planner, we already have the ability to negotiate and speak to all the vendors and find out what's new, what's going on in the city, what's the big trend, and we can get access to that equipment and furniture before anyone else. And the most important part of industry knowledge is we're here to negotiate on your behalf. We are here to make sure that you get everything you want in a reasonable way that makes both parties happy. So just because, if you go and call up a vendor, they're going to give you the pricing list that they have. However, you might be able to negotiate when you have a wedding planner who's worked with this venue or vendor so many times that maybe there is a little wiggle room for negotiation. So that's one of the main things for industry knowledge. Then the next point I would definitely talk about is budget allocation. It is the least sexiest part of weddings. However, it is the most important part of weddings. Without a budget, you cannot have a wedding. So I know in luxury, we've had clients who say, I don't have a budget. Everyone has a budget. There is a ceiling that people will hit, and that's as far and as comfortable as they feel, and that's fine. We work to help you get your dream in the budget that you have. Then we are here to ease your mind. That is our main goal. We've done this before. We know how important this day is, not to just you as a couple, but your family as well. And therefore, we're here to ease your mind with all the details and logistics so that you can enjoy your special day and not worry about anything else. Then we also go into determining needs and wants. This one is a little bit more difficult with the luxury market because luxury clients feel as though more is more. With our help, though, we can determine what is the must-haves versus what is the extra pizzazz that you might want to include if your budget allocates for it. So needs and wants are very different things, especially in the wedding industry. And then lastly, wedding coordination. I have heard this time and time again. I've used a planner, but I don't need someone day of. You do. I've also heard, well, we have a venue coordinator. I love venue coordinators because they are very helpful to a wedding planner. However, there is a very big difference between a wedding venue coordinator and a wedding coordinator. So a venue coordinator is there to assist your planning inside of their venue, but they are there to make sure that the back of house runs smoothly the day of. They are working with the kitchen. They are working with the staff. They are working with the DJs and things like that. We as wedding planners for coordination, we are there for you first and foremost. We are there to accommodate you and your partner on your special day. We're there to ensure the entire setup from ceremony, cocktails, reception, dancing, acts, anything you can think of, all run smoothly so that you can actually enjoy your special day and let the experts take care of the details behind the scene.
Seriously, after listening to all your explanation, it's basically everything well-rounded package that's taken care of from A to Z. And who doesn't want that for that wedding?
I like to think of us as a concierge service. You know, you want something, you like if you're in a hotel and you desperately need tickets to a show, you go down to the concierge and they make it happen. You come to Platinum Events Group, you give us your list of wants and needs and tell us exactly your vision. Or if you don't even have a vision, we can help you come up with the vision. But we are there to make it a one-stop shop for you. There's no need for you to have so much stress and involve so many people. We will involve so many people and you don't have to worry about it.
And I think one of the key points that I hear is the connection that you make with other people, and then you can get the perks that's out of it, right?
Absolutely.
From what I'm hearing you is when a wedding couple starts to plan a wedding, they should already start to look for their wedding planners in the very beginning.
So I would say it depends on what you're looking for in assistance. So if you are, like I mentioned before, if you're the couple who wants to do most of the planning themselves, they want to source their own vendors. It might be a small wedding, it might be a backyard wedding, it might be a, at-home wedding, and they feel very comfortable doing it. Then they would contact us 3 months prior. So you've already done all the legwork, but we're there to coordinate it all, go over your contracts, make sure there's no loose ends, and then actually execute the big day for you. Whereas if you are the other client who needs help from day one, you need someone to help you go dress shopping, or you need someone to help the groom find a custom suit. We are there to help you do that. But I want to stress upon this. Keep in mind that in busy cities like Toronto, venues typically book 18 months in advance. Wow. So we personally advise clients separately. So if you are the wedding coordination client, you should automatically go find your venue by the time you've reached us. You've done most of your things. However, if you are doing the full plan, pretty much once you get engaged and you kind of know what date you want to get married, you need to call us, because within that week, we are going on a hunt. We are going to find your venue, because without that venue, the rest can't be brought together. So venue is actually one of the most important aspects of the wedding planning process, because without a venue, you don't have a wedding.
So can you just walk through a very brief process of what it's like when a couple come to get in contact with you to say, Carly, I want to work with you. So the first thing will be like, how would that happen?
Absolutely. So what happens with us is, especially now in this day and age of social media and things like that, we have a website. You can go to our website, fill out the contact us form. It comes directly to our office and we can start the conversation from that. Lately, though, we have been just getting bombarded with Instagram messages where people aren't really going to people's websites anymore. Instagram is your website. That's what you want people to see. And it's so much faster to get in touch with someone in a direct message than waiting 24, 48 hours for someone from the office to get back to your inquiry. So once a client reaches out to Platinum Events Group, we set up a time and date for an initial in-person consultation. At the consultation, that's where we discuss your needs, your wants, your vision of the wedding, and also the pricing that we have at our company. So once the client has signed and they've chosen if they want to be a full planning service client or if they want a wedding coordination package, we customize our plan and our timeline from there. And then depending on the package, the time of when we start working together varies. So it's either 8 months to a year out for a full planning service or 3 months out for the wedding coordination. And throughout everything, we work closely with our clients to source the right venue and vendors to bring together the client's dream wedding day. So it doesn't matter if you are a full planning client or a wedding coordination client, we give you the same amount of integrity and drive that we would with any wedding, because in the end, it's our work, and we want to showcase that we can do the best work for anyone who comes to be one of our clients.
Thank you so much for sharing that process with us. I think a lot of wedding couples, after they got engaged, they aren't really sure what's going to happen. So then sometimes they think they can do it. They think they can start planning the process, but then in the middle, they get so stressed out. So that I think sometimes it's good to actually remember that there is a wedding planner that they can go search for, so that they can actually have a hand in helping out, like even making suggestions, or like as you were mentioning, the people who are in the industry, so that they can get good rates or things like that for them.
Mm-hmm. And the truth is, weddings are overwhelming. First you get engaged, and that's a huge moment, and it's a little bit sad to see that right after people get engaged, they go right into the wedding planning mode. There's like one after the other after the other. And so if you are the type of person who is going to go straight from an engagement, go heels running into a wedding, you definitely probably are going to want a wedding planner to take a bit of the burden away from you, so that you can actually enjoy being engaged, because that is part of the wedding planning process. Without being engaged, you're not having a wedding. So actually take the time to enjoy your engagement. It's a huge milestone in your life. The wedding is the next huge milestone. And, take it one step at a time. And in the meantime, call us and we'll take care of all the little details in between, so you can actually enjoy every aspect of the wedding.
Yes, for sure. Being present in the moment and not get stressed out is definitely a good advice. Now, our interview is almost coming to an end, and I know that you have a free gift for our viewers. Would you be able to tell us a little bit more about it?
Absolutely. So even if you have a planner full-time or just for wedding coordination, it is so important to remember a checklist. I have come up with a 6-week checklist, so 6 weeks out from your wedding, of little tidbits of things that just, you probably wouldn't think to remember. Mm-hmm. One of the main ones, getting your marriage license. There's a certain amount of time to get a marriage license where it's still valid. You don't want to go too early. You don't want to go too late if there's any issues. So this wedding planning checklist, it will assist you with all the small details that need to be completed 6 weeks out up until the actual date of your wedding. And this list will help you organize yourself and get yourself ready for the wedding day.
That is so generous of you. And I think that's it for our interview. And thank you so much, Carly, for being with us and spending time with us to give us more information about how we need to work with a wedding planner.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Claudia. I really enjoyed all of this.
Yes, and it's great meeting you again. Bye.
Bye.